TV175s very, very rarely. If you're very lucky, you may, but you'll certainly find plenty of parts. Incredible. Here we've got, as I mentioned earlier, the bike that I didn't think we were going to find. A TV175 Series 3. It's nice to find. It's quite original. It's battered about, it's knackered. This is the sort of thing that really you've got to restore yourself. It can't be got on the road as is. Well, the nice touches are the fact that it still has a disc brake down here with the windows in it. The front mudguard. If you can hear that, you can certainly see that it's split. It's fiberglass. Classic TV175 Series 3 front mudguard. And the engine turns over, true to Italian form. Absolutely fantastic. I've just arranged to buy this bike, so there's no point anybody else coming to Italy to see if they can buy it. It's mine. This is your bog standard Lambretta, your Li 150 Series 3. In my opinion, the best Lambretta they ever built. You get your SX200s, your TV200s with expensive disc brakes, costs a fortune to buy, and just not worth it really. This, perfect size engine, very economical, very reliable, you can get absolutely everything for them, amazing. Just checking the engine, lovely. Very rarely have I found one in England in this sort of condition where the engine turns over. I guess it's all to do with the humidity, temperature, water in the air and all the rest. The engines tend to turn over here, which is great, because that not only means that it's going to be easier to strip down, but it means you're more likely to less likely to have had moisture inside the crankshaft, which affects all the big end journals and stuff like that. And then you're talking 70, 80 quid for getting hold of a new crankshaft. Wow, look at that. Now this is a Luna 50 CL. Now this was a very popular model. Now remember, in Italy you can ride a 50cc bike at the age of 14. So you imagine, the late 60s, loads of groovy, funky, fashion-conscious, gorgeous Italian girls, yeah, were riding around on this really spacey sort of thing. Now it does look a bit spacey, but you remember what was happening at the time. World history dictates, yeah, we were having the race to the moon. And this was known as the Luna line. This one, the Luna 50. Then you had the Vega, the Star, the Cometa, the first bike I ever had legally on the road at the age of 16. I restored it at 15. Bit bizarre really, but I don't regret doing it. I've just found a Lambretta stall here. Now, this is not a Lambretta stall to be taken lightly. You won't find this at any English auto jumble. Look at this. Rear hub nuts, air filters, everything from Model Ds, LDs, the proper little nuts, the little shafts with the split pin holes in them, air hoses, grips for every single model, brand new LD levers, and it's top quality reproduction stuff as well. Stand feet rubbers, kickstart rubbers, all the other rubbers, everything that you possibly need. More rubbers, rubbers and rubbers and rubbers. Amazing. If you like rubbers, that's the place to be. Here, now look inside here. We have got speedometers, that is an ammeter, an Innocenti ammeter. That is just absolutely outrageous. It turns over. It's a little bit gritty, but there probably hasn't been any oil going through that engine for 20 years. It's complete. It's got the panels are straight. Compared to the one we saw yesterday, this is a fantastic restoration project. And sometimes this might only cost an extra couple of £100. It's worth doing. It saves you about an extra £300–400 worth of work and bashing panels or replacing panels. It's nice. Notice here, we've got a little blanking plate down here. That's just for the Speedo. They're quite often fitted as optional extras, and if you didn't have a Speedo deposit, if you didn't have a Speedo drive, you had a little Innocenti blanking plate. True to form, this one's been taken off and put on upside down. A 1954 Model D here, absolutely amazing. As you can tell, it's a 1954. You haven't got a battery tray on there, you've got the coffee pot on the exhaust, got a lovely accessory Speedo over here, the standard St. Christopher badge there on your little Lambretta logo. That's a beautiful Speedo. I've never seen one of them before. That's amazing. This is a great thing about Italy. Stuff you just don't see in England. Or if you do, it's in the hands of collectors and they want hundreds of pounds for it. They're expensive here, but they're not astronomical. Beautifully restored. A lot of original parts. The floor strips, rather than using reproduction ones, have actually had the originals buffed up and plated again. Running in instructions. Beautiful job all round. I've got one of these myself, but it doesn't look quite as nice as this. I just wish I was a bit more patient and could do a better job. Incredible. Look at the condition. The Model Ds, as opposed to the LDs, all have painted engines. Anything that didn't have panels had a painted engine. Same as that Lunas, was it the Lunar lines, the Model Ds, the Cs, all of them. General rule, absolutely fantastic. And this one's being done really well. Real attention to detail. Look at this. These aren't reproduction adjusters either. These ones are being replated. The switch doesn't look like a repro either. Lovely job. Beautifully done. Nice touches as well. I like this HT lead here. It's transparent. It's got this strange psychedelic, flexy, colory thing in the centre of it. I think that's really wild. And if I can buy some of that, I'm going to, and I'm going to fit it to a bike. Absolutely incredible. Great little bikes. Now, this was known as a sports model in England. A bit of a con, unfortunately, because it didn't actually go any faster than the model that had all the side panels, the LD, and the bigger leg shields. But you've got to market it somehow, and aesthetically, it's probably a bit of a tricky job. They cost a little bit less, didn't go any faster, but people went on expeditions on these. People went all around the world on them. The publicity stunts were wild. I've got pictures of these at the top of the Himalayas. Was it broken down on the side of the road in Caracas? Absolutely incredible. They're not fast, but they're sturdy, and they go on until the cows come home. A beautiful job. Absolutely bellissima. A little J50 Deluxe. Was it? Look at all the little flashes on there. Was it? There's about 4 or 5 different types of J50. Same thing again, was it? You could ride them at the age of 14. They're fantastic. Speedo blanking plate here, rubber floor mats. They did come with plastic strips, with rubber strips, with end caps like the LI, a variety of versions. Not many of them in England, but great little bikes. I really like one. I actually got one for my wife, and it was fantastic. She didn't want to ride it, so I ended up scrambling it, but it went really fast, and it was really fantastic. And if your nipper wants a bike, this is the sort of thing to go for. You can pick them up reasonably cheaply here as well. They're not better. If you can go to the trouble of coming to Italy to actually get one of these J50s, you're going to be able to find all the parts for them as well. So it's not that much of a chore. We've been here all day. There's just so much stuff, I just can't believe it. I've managed to find a few odds and sods here and there. But for most of my Lambretta stuff that I haven't found here, tomorrow we're going to the Vatican City of Lambretta, to the Lambretta god himself. We're going to Casa Lambretta in Milan. To see Vittorio Tessera's own private collection and to pick up some odds and sods so I can finish off all those bikes that I'm still halfway through restoring. It's been an absolutely exhausting but an amazing day. Interesting, virtually empty. But look at that. A Lambretta Model A.
Pulire bene.
Yeah, a lot of the parts for this you can still get hold of. They've still been remanufactured.
Cambio.
Yeah, you've got the foot gear change here.
Questo qui non si trova, questo qui introvabile.
Yeah, original switches.
Pensa.
Oh, look at that.
Addirittura suoi gommini originali, tutto, guarnizione originale.
Wow, everything original.
Sella originale.
That's incredible. I would bet £1,000 that one of these in this condition is not in England. You will not find one. Look at that. Now, that is there's even more to go on there. My God.
Io vedi tutta questa roba qui, vedi tutto,
yeah.
tutto che originale.
From what I can understand, he bought these bikes for the side panels because he could take all the badges off that were all worth a few bob. But if that is not the most Mad Max Lambretta side panel you've ever seen, then I'm just not in this garage, and this is all just one incredible dream, and I'm going to wake up in England any morning to a gas bill. No, there's about 3 or 4. Wow.
Lambretta da corsa, B.
Yeah? My God.
B.
That's a Model B. A Model B racer. That is a Lambretta. I've never seen anything quite like this before. Only in picture books. That's incredible, and it's not pristine either, and I like that. It's got a usable, thrash it around, have a laugh quality about it. Holes drilled here help ventilate the drum, disperse heat. Look at that. Everything, all these little extras, little plate here, stop you.
Cambio pedale da. Cambio.
Yeah,
Cambio.
we've got foot gear change over the other side, which you can't see very clearly. We've got this box here, which is channeling air in, which will be blowing over the cylinder to keep it cool. It's direct cooled. Little foot pegs. Look at that. That is lovely. Now we're about 5 minutes away now. We're actually just entering Rodono, which is where Casa Lambretta is based. A few squiggly little roads, a left and a right and a straight on, probably a couple of circles, and we'll be there. Just gone past Lambretta, where the Innocenti factory was based. Now, a lot of people think that because Vespa was produced just over a year earlier than the Lambretta, that for some reason Piaggio must have been a more visionary company. The reality is that during the Allied advance, it took the Allies longer to get further north. By the time they arrived in Milan, half the factory had been bombed and half the machinery had been taken by the Germans in their retreat. The factory itself, like Piaggio, had been part of the Italian war effort and had been handed over to making missiles, shells, general munitions. After the war, the Allies took control of the Lambretta factory and, well, the Innocenti plant as it was, as the Lambretta still had to be invented for an indefinite period, and there was a lengthy legal battle where Fernando Innocenti had to negotiate the return of his company in order to get people employed and working again and minimise the discontent felt within the area. These points largely explain the delay between the start of production for Lambretta and Vespa. But essentially they were both based on the same idea, the same needs and the same desires of an Italian people in a grim period of history where everyone just wanted to get on and work. Innocenti, classically, descended from a scaffolding company that had done very well under the fascist rule of Mussolini, eventually used what amounted to a scaffold pole as the central stem of their machines. Just as Piaggio, who had been making planes, engines, cable cars, trains, a pressed steel company, relied on the pressed steel construction for the model of their bike. All common sense, really. And both bikes worked. Maybe this goes to show the extent of the demand for a cheap, affordable, fun, economical little bike. Right, here we are, Casa Lambretta. Very exciting. Straight away, we see J ranges, frames, brand new frames, half restored LDs, Series 1s, 42L2s. Fantastic. And here we are, actually at Casa Lambretta itself. And here is our man, Vittorio Tessera, the main man. Welcome to Casa Lambretta. Here we are. Everyone's really lovely who works here, and they're all really very friendly. We are surrounded by all sorts of odds and sods here. Here we have a Mark 1 LD frame. You can see the Innocenti origins of the scaffold company, utilising a steel tube to make the frame for their bikes. Up here, we have all the original sales signs for the Series 3 J ranges. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. Now, how many companies do you find where a member of staff will paint the boss? That is only in Italy. That is absolutely incredible. We've got the nose, and above this, we have an assortment of spares. We've got LD hubs, mag flanges, clutch covers. Absolutely incredible. tyres here, there and everywhere. We have a bottle of Lambretta wine.
Lambretta.
Look at that. That's fantastic. A bottle of German NSU wine. Now, that is absolutely incredible. There we go. This is amazing. This is the best shop in the whole world. Over here, we've got a Mark II LD, 1955. It's not absolutely bang on, but it's a nice looking bike. It's got some interesting accessories, especially this rack on the back, which I've never seen before. I'm glad it's not me that's working on it.
Yes. This is my work.
Yeah, this is the one that would be preferred to be shown to the camera. This is lovely. This is a 1969, 1970 GP200, known as the DL in Italy. Fantastic. You notice disc brakes, dampers in its original ochre. Absolutely beautiful. Chrome is fantastic, but this is something special. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's it. It needs a clean. It does need a clean. But, no, that's okay.
Carretto siciliano.
Siciliano?
Sì, è nato in Sicilia. Vittorio, è nato in Sicilia.
Sì?
Carretto siciliano.
Yeah, oh, we have a Sicilian cart, I believe, here. This is absolutely incredible. This is a cowboy Indian scooter, and I think it's one of the most interesting bikes we've seen. Yeah, this goes to show what you can do with a Lambretta and a drink problem. Absolutely. There, that is beautiful. Look under here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, little Lambrettas there. And a picture of a lemon on the toolbox. I wouldn't dare to attempt a copy of this. Yeah. Let me get the seat up. Oh. Prego. Well. This is normal Series 2 side panel fitting. That's it, yes, it'll click. Any second it'll click. There's your click. Absolutely lovely. There we go. Yeah? Really? Oh, it's Vittorio's. Really? Well, this is one of Vittorio's, but Rodolfo's got to take the blame for this.
Egitto.
Egypto. Yeah. Oh, we have yeah, palm trees, pampas grass. We can see some little pyramids down the side here. Piramidi. See? Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. We've got an Egyptian front mudguard. Now, I love this little bit because I generally buy 1 or 2 bikes from Vittorio. Now, round this corner, you never know what's actually going